Hello everyone, welcome to Blind Beauty. I'm Jennifer. And what we're going to start today is a back to school type series. I'm going to do a somewhat minimal everyday makeup look that people can do whenever they're going back to work, whenever they're going back to school, whether they're going to church, whatever the case may be. This look can be worn for many different purposes, and I'm trying to use as few products as possible. So I'm going to gather up a couple of them right now as I speak. So, because I changed my mind on a product actually. So, but we're going to do a minimal makeup look, and it might be a chit-chatty type style. I'll scoot in a little bit closer here so that you can see better. Okay, see now I'm a little bit closer. You can see where I've got spots all over my face, where I've popped pimples or whatnot. I do have a breakout that is trying to clear up, hopefully. I hope. But this is keeping it real. You're seeing the real deal, because everyone who's going to school or work might have some things on their face that they want to clear up, or at least diminish a little bit. And that's what we're doing today. We're just doing a natural, well, not natural really, but a quick everyday look that's more neutral looking. It's not crazy, not over the top, nothing wild. You know, this is a look I might wear even to church, for example. So let's go ahead and jump on in, and we're going to start first off. Anytime you do makeup, especially going back to school or whatever, work, whatever, you need to make sure your makeup stays all day long. So I'm using the Monistat Chafing Relief Powder Gel right here. And that's what it looks like on the finger. Used a little bit more than I would sometimes, but you can use about a pea-size amount, because for oily people, we really need to focus on those T-zone, forehead, chin, cheeks, like upper, under the eye type area. And I even put it on my lids because I'm not using an actual eye primer today. So, and the foundation I'm using after this is a really, well, I got it really cheap, honestly, but you can still find it online, Walmart.com, Amazon.com, Walgreens.com. It is the Maybelline Dream Wonder Fluid Touch Foundation. Try to get it where you can see it there. It's this right here. It is the Fluid Touch Foundation, and I believe I have it in Sun, well, it says Shake Well, so yeah, Sun Beige. I'm going to shake this up, because most foundations, you want to shake them a little bit to help whatever product is in there get mixed back in. And if you see me looking over to the side here, I have a mirror over the side that I am using as I get ready. So this has a little dropper type thing, and I use that to apply it, basically get it all over my forehead, about 3 swipes on the forehead, a couple swipes on the face, well, about 3 swipes usually I do on the face. And you want to start out with a completely clean face as well. You can go wash your face, or even some people will use a micellar type water. Dripped a little bit on myself because it is very liquidy. And I'm just putting a good size layer on my skin. You know, usually you want to do less is more, but I tend to go more is more. But with this, it doesn't seem to look cakey usually on me. So that's why I like this so much. Then I'm using my hands to rub it in, because your hands are the fastest way to go with this. So, and you can tell it does have a little bit of coverage, because that one spot is covering up somewhat nicely. Now, if you have other spots that you want to cover, now this foundation will cover some imperfections. I would say it's a light to medium coverage depending on how much you put on. You saw I put several swipes, probably about 6-7 swipes on each side of my cheek, about 5 or 6 swipes on my forehead, 2 or 3 swipes down the nose, a couple swipes on the chin as well. But you can tell those imperfections I pointed out earlier are more camouflaged now. They're not as prominent. You know, they're not as in your face as they were. So, that's a good thing for me. And I take it down my neck because I don't always know if it completely matches me exactly right. But we're going to start a back to school series here. And I'm going to blend out my foundation while I talk to you a little bit. And then I'll dot on concealer and talk to you some more. I'm starting a back to school series where I'll do a few different looks, like maybe this is more of a natural look, more neutral, natural type look, that you can go crazy bold on the lips if you wanted to. But I'm trying to do a more toned down look today. And I will be doing a hair series as well with within this series. And pretty soon I'm going to be starting back up with the beginner beauty series that I started. Now, do you want me to keep going in order with that, with going correction, like correctors, and then concealers, and then powder, then contour, like the order I'm doing now, pretty much? Because I've already got a couple of videos up, and I'll link that playlist below for you. But I do plan on doing a few different videos for that. And people that watch my videos can see the basic process, but I go more in depth in those videos. Now I'm going to take a Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I believe it's in the Brightener shade. It's this right here. Instant Age Rewind in Brightener. And you click it up. I do about 5 good turns, and I dot about 3 dots, because this is a pinky shade. Got about 3 dots under my eyes, and then I take my ring finger and blend out, because you don't want that harsh of a thing under your eyes. So, blend it out, and you can use your pointer finger too if you want to wipe some away or whatever, but use the ring finger and blend away. But do y'all want me to go with the color correcting and then move on to concealer and then powder, blush? Well, powder, then I would do blush, contour, and highlight all in one video. Because with me, contour and highlight just kind of go together anyway. And then move on to the eyes, like eyeshadow, will be one video, and then mascara and liner will be one video, and then brows will be one video. Or would you rather I just jump on straight to eyes, like do eyeshadow, then go back and just do things more random, in other words, but then put them in order in a playlist after I get all of them done? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'd love your opinion. Because I'm still learning with color correcting and different things, and you can drag this concealer onto the eyes a little bit too. I'm doing that because it helps to cancel out any redness or blue tones, because I have some blue tone on my lids. So that's what I'm doing with that. And I use kind of my hands. I did it in a triangular shape whenever I blended it out, because that kind of helps to highlight that area more. If you can tell, I'm seem more awake. Whenever you do something that bright, it helps you seem more awake. Now, with me, I can't tell if there's a pinky shade to that. So just in case, I'm going to take the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, or not Instant Age Rewind, Fit Me Concealer in medium, and go in a slight triangle. Not a whole lot under there, but just a little bit. This is one of the items I'm trying to use up, so I figured, you know, just add it on top here, and it'll also kind of tone down some of that pinky shade. Okay, I guess I am doing a whole lot. Well, but this wand doesn't have a whole lot of product to it because it's about empty, really. But then I'm taking that same ring finger and blending that out, kind of smoothing it out, blending it in a little bit. But is that what y'all want to see? Because some people prefer just do foundation, maybe some powder, and eyeshadow, and then boom, they're done. You know, me, I go the full 9 yards, you know, sometimes. So, especially for special occasions and whatnot. Then I'm taking some of this, whatever's on my finger also, and putting it on the eyelids as well. Because I didn't have a whole lot on the lid anyway. But take my hands and blend this stuff out real good. Like I said, we're not doing a crazy look today. But your face is your canvas. You want a completely clean canvas whenever you go to paint or write or draw or whatever. You want a completely clean notebook, canvas, whatever the case may be. So that's what we've done here. We've created a clean canvas for that. Now for this spot over here, you know, the foundation did cover it a little bit, but if you do have some more that you want to cover, you can always use a concealer that closer matches your skin tone. This is the, I believe the Fit Me in Deep. It's hard to read these, honestly. It's the 35. I can read that for sure. But I believe it's the Deep version. And I'm looking over in my mirror here to make sure I'm putting it exactly where I need to. But one thing you can do too is take your finger and lightly put it where you're wanting it. Or near where you're wanting it. And then dot that concealer in that general area. Then use your finger to blend it out a little bit. See, like that right there. If you use something that I used under my eyes, as brightening as that is, that would make it pop more and show up more. And you can see I've got another spot on this side, so I'm going to take my finger, put it right near it, you know, right near it, and I take my wand, and I end up touching my wand to my finger, actually, a little bit, but there we go. And then just kind of blend that out a little bit, where it's not as harsh. Actually, this concealer might be a little bit light for me as well, but not way too light. I tend to use my middle finger and my ring finger both to blend items out. So that's what that looks like now. And you can tell I've got other spots, but you don't want to cover every single thing up, or I don't at least, because it doesn't look completely natural. And I like to let some skin poke through. But this is not a full coverage tutorial either. That right there is the skin so far. One area I tend to forget about sometimes whenever I'm doing foundation is the upper lip. So, and foundation takes a little bit of time to set, so you want to allow that to set sometimes. But another way you can set it is by using a powder. I'm going to use the e.l.f. HD powder. I'm getting pretty close to the end of this, so I'm doing well on the Project Empties. So, take some powder. Now what I'll do a lot of times is I'll put some in the lid. Now for people that don't have a oily skin issue, during the summer especially I do. You don't have to powder as much as I do, but I suggest at least doing the T-zone. Pretty much for everybody, I suggest doing the T-zone at least. This is translucent powder, so... And I plan on, with the back-to-school thing, to do a kind of kit type thing with makeup as well. Like a back-to-school essentials type kit for what people might want to carry in their backpack, makeup-wise, beauty-wise, whatever the case may be. Now, if we can eventually get to 100 subscribers, which last I looked, we're at, I believe, 21 subscribers to my channel, and I want to thank every one of you who has subscribed, because it does mean the world to me. And all the support that you give, all the comments you make, really helps me to know what you want to see. And I will be working on some of those in the coming week or two. So, but once we do hit 100, I plan on doing a giveaway on here, so I invite you to share my channel and invite others to kind of spread the word to help make beauty accessible. Now, I'm not sure what exactly the giveaway will be because I'll determine that upon the time of year it is. So that right there is powder. I did all over my face. Someone with drier skin or that doesn't have a problem with their foundation producing extra oil, then they could do it in just the T-zone, but I do the entire face. So now I'm going to go in with my, and that was a Revlon brush that I used, by the way, to add that, to apply that. Now the e.l.f. complexion brush is good too, the e.l.f. powder brush is good, but we're just going fairly simple today. Now you can use this here, the brush I just used, for blush, but for me it's too big. So I'm taking the Wet n Wild, I believe this is their contour brush. You can sometimes find this at Dollar Trees. Otherwise they're usually only $1, $2 a piece. And this is the e.l.f. Blush and Bronzer Duo in St. Lucia. Because it's important, I believe, to add a little bit of color back to the face. Now what I tend to do that helps me look more alive is more bronzer look. And I'm going to dip this in the bronzer, swirl it around about 3 or 4 times, tap off the excess. Anytime you use a powder product, you want to tap off the excess. I go right about my temple area, and I dip it in again, temple area. Because you never, if you have vision problems like I do, you never know if you're getting too much product or, you know, if you don't have enough product or whatever. So, because we can blend it out. Then I go right there near the cheekbone area. Do it again on the other side. So, that's what that looks like so far. We're not blended yet. We're just taking it. And then I go on the jawline here. On the jawline. And then we take it and kind of buff a little bit. All that area. And whenever we're buffing, I take it and go around the perimeter of my face as well. But about the giveaway, if it's close to Christmas time, if we can have 100 subscribers by Christmas, then maybe even we'll do some kind of big deal for Christmas, around Christmas time. But I don't want to do a real big deal right now. Number one, because I don't have the money to. But, and for those that do want to help or whatever, I'll have a link down below to my PayPal link to where you can donate through PayPal if you wanted to. But that right there, I do around the perimeter and kind of buff everything in and go along the jawline. And then you can go back into it and go down the neck as well. Just kind of on each side of the neck, just kind of bring a little bit of shadow to that area as well. Now I didn't dip back in, I'm just taking whatever was on the jawline basically and bringing it down. But that's what that looks like. So, and then I'm taking that same duo, the Blush and Bronzer Duo. Sorry, my sinuses are a little wacky today. And this is an e.l.f. brush. I believe it's their crease brush. I'm not sure. e.l.f. has quit putting the names on their $2 brushes. Used to, these were a dollar type brush, but now they're $2 brushes. Drives me nuts whenever I hear on YouTube someone saying, oh, they're just $1, they're just $1. No, they're not anymore. They're $2 brushes now. But take it and put it right in the crease. We're not really doing a crazy eye look today, so put it right in that crease. I'm just sticking with the same product, basically, and then we'll go back and do blush. Do the same thing on the other eye, right in the crease. And this palette is about a $3 palette. I believe it's still the same price. I don't think they've upped it yet. Give them time, they will, they will. Everything else from e.l.f. has gone up so much in price. It's ridiculous how much. Whenever I first started using e.l.f., I loved them because they were so reasonable. Now they're getting just as expensive, if not more expensive, than Maybelline, L'Oreal, a bunch of them others. So, yeah. Now I'm going to go back to that brush we were using for the face, the little bronzer, or the contour brush. I'm going in with the blush color. Like I said, we're not doing anything too crazy here. And I dip it in that blush, swirl it around a few times, and then you smile, and think about the biggest area of your cheek, okay? Where someone would pinch if they were going to say, oh, you're so cute, or whatever. Or on a baby, how they pinch the big part of the cheek. You smile, go on the cheek, and swirl it back. Take it back, take it back. Do the same thing on the other side. Smile, swirl it on the apple, and push it back, push it back. Now, I do back and up a little bit, just because of my face shape. If you follow me on Pinterest, I have done some, or shown some things on boards. I've got a couple boards for contour based on face shape and whatnot. So I invite you to check that out. Now on the eyes, now you can do this on the face too, but for me, I prefer just to do it on the eyes. I believe this is an Enchanted, the e.l.f. Baked Eyeshadow in Enchanted. Looks like this right here. e.l.f. Baked Eyeshadow in Enchanted. I'm going to take, if I can, yeah, here it is. This is the e.l.f. Mist and Set spray. First, I'm going to spray my face with it really good, because you always want to set your face. Now, you don't always have to do it as heavy as I just did. You spray a few pumps, about a foot, maybe 18 inches from your face. If you do it right up here, it's going to, well, let me show you on my hand here. If you do it right close to it, like here's my hand, see how much moisture comes out there? And it doesn't disperse as much. And if you hold it back, well, let's do it like this. Doing it like I'm spraying the camera. So, but that's the tip for this kind of sprayer at least. But I spray really good. Sometimes I miss some of my face because of my vision and having my eyes closed as well. That's why I do multiple sprays, because it only hits certain spots. Then I'm taking that and wetting this e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. That is what this is called. This is a $2 brush. All these things are pretty much really reasonable. You can use whatever foundation you're comfortable with. Spritz a couple spritz on there. And then I'm going to dip into this Enchanted eyeshadow. It's a goldy color. Now, I've heard this is a dupe for something, I think Champagne Pop or something like that, that came out a while ago. But I love this shadow as a shadow. And then I'm putting it right on my lid, tapping it on. Because if you tap it, there's more pigment. I tap at first on the inner corner, and then I sweep. So, and I apologize if you heard that vibrate. I have my phone turned down to vibrate, so you might hear things from time to time. I apologize for that. Then I'm going to do it again, and do it on the other eye. So, but you tap on the inside. Now, if you were using this completely dry, you know, which you can do, you know, I would recommend just tapping, period, because to me this does have some fallout. Now I'm going to wet my finger here using that spray. You can tell I really wetted it here. And then I'm going to dip into this shadow. See, that's the color of the shadow. And then I'm going to put that right close to the center of the lid. And do that again. Wet it again. Because the finger tends to dry a little bit faster than a brush. So, wet it again. Get back into that shadow. Really get it on there. And then do the other side. The same way. whenever you use your finger to apply product, it tends to apply it heavier. So be aware of that. That's what the eye looks like so far. Now what we can do here is take the bronzer that we used a minute ago, which is what I'm going to actually do. I'm going to go back into that e.l.f. bronzer right here and dip in there. I do a couple swirls, really, and then just take that and go back in the crease. All this does is adds a little bit of shadow to your face, or to your eyes rather. Well, it does the same on your face, really, but this makes a great way to add some definition, and then the eyes, the goldy color on the eyes makes them look more natural. And then I take a brown liner. This is the Rimmel Scandalize Waterproof Kohl Liner. That's what it looks like right there. And then I'm going to just lightly, very, very lightly, line the top lash line. It's hard for me to talk and do this because, you know, well, lining is not my forte really anyway. But you can tell that's what the eyes look like, you know, side by side. Liner, no liner. I'm doing a more natural look. A brown liner helps do that for me. So, and you can go back and forth from one edge. You know, start at the outside, then go to the inside, and meet in the middle. Now, one thing you can do too is take a smaller brush, like a detail brush. Let me find one here. Well, you can use anything with a smaller tip to it, like this here. This is just a shiny brush, and smudge that a little bit, or, you know, make sure to kind of even it up a little bit. It softens it just a tiny bit. So that's what the liner looks like on. Now, this is another product I'm trying to use up that I'm going to mention now. And it is the CoverGirl SuperSizer mascara. Use that. But first, I'm going to curl my lashes. If you curl them, it helps them look more open. So that's why I recommend curling lashes. I forget to do it sometimes, honestly. So it just makes a little bit of a difference if you do it. So I'm doing it today. And, you know, there are things that you can do also to help with the lashes, but I'll get into that whenever I do my actual lash video. But now I'm going to take the CoverGirl SuperSizer mascara, and I've got my mirror over here that I'm looking into a little bit. Mascara is something that is very difficult to do for some people because they end up poking their eye. I poke my eye quite a bit, actually. So, or I'll only get mascara like on the tips. That's why I recommend a more natural mascara at first, at least, so you can get used to it. Or one with the smaller bristles, to where you're not really going to gouge your eye out as much. This brush here, it has that kind of bristles, it's smaller bristles. So I highly recommend this for beginners that want a black mascara. Now you can do a clear mascara like the e.l.f. one that I've mentioned before, but this one works great as well. So that right there is the lashes. Now I'm taking a, well, let me see here, find it here. This is the e.l.f. Exaggerate, or the e.l.f. Scandalize liner, or not e.l.f., Rimmel Scandalize liner. It's the retractable one here. This is a nude, and I do have to majorly look in the mirror over here on the magnifying side to do this. And you're not really supposed to pull on your eye much, so I don't use my whole hand and just rip it down. But I pull down just lightly. You can use your ring finger even and do it. And then you line the inside waterline ever so lightly. See, that's what that looks like. That helps make the whites of your eyes a little bit brighter. So, line the inside rim, the bottom rim. Me, I'm not good at doing the top tight lining. I'm just now getting to where I'm comfortable doing the bottom liner. And I'm not great at doing the lower lashes mascara wise. But I'll get there. Makeup is something that you are the artist and your face is your canvas. You can do whatever you want to with it. So, and then I'm using the Cella brow, I don't know what it's called really. It's the Tantalizing Taupe eyebrow color. Looks like this right here. Using that, I'm going to fill in my brows. I outline sometimes, just a little bit, not much. And you want to do it natural, small strokes. So what else would y'all like to see on here? I'm trying to do a more natural look today that anybody can wear anywhere. This is the look that I might be wearing to church soon. So I thought I'd do it here first. What do y'all think of the look? Do you think it's too natural? Do you think it's too bold for every day, for going out, running errands even? This other eyebrow, it's thinner, so it's harder for me to outline it per se. So I'm just doing small strokes all over and kind of filling in where I need to. I've got to redo my brows. I'm still getting the hang of doing my own brows, trimming them and whatnot. But I don't have the money to go and get them filled in, or waxed rather. So I do it myself using some tools I bought from Miss A and eyebrow razors and whatnot. So that's the brow right there. And forgive me for sniffling into everything in your face. This is a Neutrogena Moisture Smooth lipstick. I believe it's in grapefruit. It doesn't twist up or anything, so once I'm down low, I'll probably just give up on it. So, taking that and going on the lips. And it's not a natural color. But it is still pretty soft. Great for spring and, you know, not really a fall color even, but yeah. Blot it out a little bit. Now another option for lips, wipe this off. I've been using a makeup wipe for my hands. And that is very moisturizing, that lipstick is, so that's a great way to moisturize your lips. But let me find the one I'm looking for here. I didn't have it laid out. I apologize if that bothers you. But, oh well. This is something that is more natural. Barely Brown by Maybelline Color Sensational. Now this stays on, but it doesn't stay on all day long for me. So, to me, this is more of a pinky tone brown. Even a cool tone brown. Put that right there. That is the look. So I want to thank you so much for staying with me and for listening to me and everything. And I hope that you do subscribe, because I will be, like I said, doing a back to school series. Now, I'm not in school, but maybe it'll help some of those of you that you are, or that you're looking for ideas for work and whatnot. And I'll also be doing a favorites video coming up in the next week or so. So I hope that you subscribe for that as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a great day. Bye-bye.